Hey, this is Mike. Victor has hooked me up again with a 2016 Nissan Maxima Platinum. Now this car just got off the truck and I took the plastic off, which I'll show you at the end of the video what it looked like before. But other than that, the center caps are not in the wheels or anything like that. So, you know, this is fresh off the truck. It hasn't been through the service department. It hasn't been washed. But I wanted to show it to you as soon as possible because these things are selling quick. So let's check it out. This one is like a silver color and has the 18-inch aluminum wheels. As you can see, the center cap's not installed yet. So here in the front, one of the things about the Platinum is that it has the LED low beams. So these projectors right here are LED. And then you have your high beams as halogen reflectors. And then you got your fog lights there at the bottom. There's your little sonar sensor for the corners. And this one does have the around view monitor system to where you have the little camera here underneath the Nissan badge here in the front. Really sweet looking car. It does have the rain sensing windshield wipers and the adaptive cruise control. I mean, there's lots of cool things about the Platinum that I think you're gonna love. All right, so one of the things it has is remote start. Now this vehicle does not have any gas in it, so I'm not gonna remote start it. Well, let's try. I don't even know it's gonna work. So, because low on gas vehicles, sometimes it doesn't do it. So let's just give it a try. Make sure it's locked. And then push and hold this. Hey, it started up. Let's see how long it runs. That just turned right back. Well, it's still running, but I don't know how long. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off using the key. You can see the key has your lock and unlock, the remote start there, as well as the ability to open up the trunk. So, all right. Another thing about the key is, it is a proximity key. So walking up to the car, even when it's locked, like right now, you just push this button. It senses the key, and I push the button, it unlocks for me. To relock it, I just push that button again, relocks. So, pretty cool feature, the proximity key. You never have to actually take the key out of your pocket. Now you do have to make sure on this one you can't open up the fuel door unless the vehicle's unlocked. So I need to unlock it. Now it's unlocked, I can open up the fuel door. So that's one thing to consider. And it has a little sticker here letting you know that that's the case, so you don't think something's wrong or looking for the fuel door button or something like that. All right, here's the back. See, it has the remote, the dual exhaust there, and you have the sonar sensors on the corner, Platinum badge, camera back here. So let's go ahead and open up the trunk. Now the trunk has a bunch of plastic and stuff in it that I put in there when I was taking it off, which I'll show you at the end, like I said. So here's the inside of the trunk, plenty of room. There's all the plastic. You got a net pocket right here, and underneath all this stuff is the spare tire, which I don't want to lift it up. So it does have a spare tire. Here's the little center caps that the service department's going to put in. Little Nissan center caps. This is the front. If you need a front license plate tag, you can you're gonna put that on the front. You can see it has the 4-door sports car name there. And also you can lower the seats, which I'll show you. I'm gonna unlatch one right now to show you the second row seats. So let's look back here. Oh, I need to unlock it. So one thing about a car that has a key fob like this, to where you unlock it, if you don't actually enter the vehicle, it relocks. So that way, if you accidentally hit the unlock button while it's in your pocket or something, nobody can just get in your car. So here's the inside of the back door. and as you can see, it has a sporty design. It has the mahogany wood here, and then you've got your stitching, contrast stitching there. Pretty sweet. But this is the best part of the car. I mean, just right off the bat, looking at it, this is one of the best parts about the Platinum, and that is this ascot leather that's in the middle of these seats. It's diamond embroidered ascot leather. Crazy awesome. And you got to feel the seats. You got to actually feel that embroidery, or not embroidery. What's it called? The like quilted. It's quilted. That's what it's called. Then you got an armrest with a cup holder and a place to put your cell phones or something there. And you got some vents for the climate control to blow on the rear passengers. And then these seats fold down. If you put that seat up a little bit, it will fold down all the way. And that way, in case you need some more room, you can, you know, have that for the trunk. All right. So here's the inside of the passenger door. You can see it's quite a bit bigger for the front passengers, or the front passenger shotgun position. And you can see it's got a bottle holder. It's got that mahogany wood, same style as the back, but it's just nice, just a little bit bigger. So there's the seat, and a little bit of a shadow there. Hopefully it's not interfering too much. Hopefully you can see it, how awesome it is. Just have the power seat here. And look at the legroom. Now that seat's all the way back, so you can see the legroom here in the front. And even with the seat all the way back, you've got quite a significant amount of legroom in the back too. So the glove compartment is here, and it is a felt line glove compartment, and it's massive. It goes way back in there. Does have the dual pane panoramic sunroof, which I will show you in the inside. You see the latch is just slightly to the right of the Nissan. And just reach in, move it to the left. All right, there it is, 3.5 liter V6. Paired with the Xtronic CVT transmission. Super sweet combination. This has 300 horsepower with 261 pound-feet of torque, and it will fly. Plenty of power, more than what you ever need. It may not be as much as you want, but it's more than what you really need. And you can see everything's well designed. It has wind noise dampers here. It has this piece here for the wind coming in and making noise. Everything is just, all the wiring is covered up and secure. Now it does have plastic over the engine, which you're probably tired of hearing me gripe about that, but you can see a little bit of the engine here in the front. And it does have that support bar across the struts here in the front that gives it a much stronger front end. It keeps it stable, and there's a lot of things about this car that makes it stronger. It has a more high-strength steel. It has a better suspension system, front and back, and then you've got that support there. So it's a really rigid, tight, solid car, and you can feel that when you're going around corners. It doesn't lean hardly at all, and when you take off and stop, it doesn't, you know, jolt you too much, and it's very smooth feeling when you're driving. Alright, there's under the hood, so let's take a look on the inside. So here's the inside of the driver's door, and you can see it's got the power windows, automatic power windows there in the front, regular hold to put down and up on the back, power door locks, your side mirror controls, and you also have presets for your seats here, 1 and 2 for your power seat. Now the seat does have lumbar support as well. So yeah, the 16 Maxima, just like This has a dynamite style, and I just can't get over the styling of this vehicle. Alright, so let's take a look at the threshold. It has the metallic Maxima threshold piece there. Plus, right here in the seat, I think I forgot to mention this in my previous video, that this right here is adjustable. So you can adjust that out to get, you know, a better comfortable position for your legs. That's really cool, because sometimes on a long trip, your legs are kind of fatigued, and if you've got long legs, you can extend it out and it'll support the front of your legs a little bit better. And see what it looks like there. I think that's a good idea. And of course, look at the seats. Man, they feel amazing. I mean, that leather in the center there is just a super high quality feeling leather. All right, so right here we've got your dimmers for your lights, your interior lighting right here, and then you can reset your trip with that button. And then these buttons down here, this one is just to pop your trunk. Your traction control, you can turn off the traction control if you want to, and that'll enable you to be able to spin tires, stuff like that. Default is on all the time, but you can just push that button to turn it off. Heated steering wheel, you can turn it on there, and the sunshade is in the back. Go ahead and show you that. Isn't that cool? And that way you can raise and lower that here, because, you know, just like I put a shade there on the front glass, having a shade in the back where you can still see in and out of really helps to cut down on the lighting, light shining in on the back passengers, and to keep your vehicle from getting too hot. Now this one does have a power tilt and telescoping steering wheel, and you can control it right there with that little joystick on the side. All right, let's take a look a little bit more on the inside. All right, so let's take a look at the steering wheel. Super high quality. It's a ascot leather wrapped steering wheel, and it feels amazing. Just probably the most impressive steering wheel that I've seen in person anyway. And I haven't seen all cars, but this one is comfortable, it looks awesome, and it feels equally awesome. So here on the steering wheel, you know, with the D shape and everything, it just catches your eye when you get in the vehicle. The whole, you know, everything about this car does. So here on the steering wheel, we've got some, you know, you can see it has quite a few buttons. And on the right side, you have your cruise control, and it has the where you can turn on and off the cruise control, and also you can set it and cancel it and all that good stuff. You set it by going like that, and then you can resume, you can push in for cancel. And this right here is your once your cruise control is on, you can set the distance. Now I'll show you here on the screen. I'm gonna push that button. So like, say it does have a radar system in the front, and as you're driving, if the vehicle in front of you, this is like an adaptive cruise control is what I call it, where if the vehicle in front of you is going 68 and you have your cruise control set at 70, it will see the vehicle in front of you and slow down and match your speed based on the vehicle in front of you, so that way you don't have to constantly micromanage your speed on your cruise control. So, you know, it's a good safety feature. You don't even have to think about it. You're just driving along, all of a sudden you slow down slightly, and then when the car gets out of the way or speeds up, then you go back to your normal speed. Of course, you can always pass them or whatever if you want. But this button allows you to set the distance away from that car. So you're going to match their speed, but I prefer a long distance, a pretty far distance, following distance, because it's a big safety hazard if you're too close. So I would choose the longest a distance away. But anyways, that's what that button's for. And then down here, these buttons are for your Bluetooth system, and you can receive calls with this button here. So like, say if somebody's calling you and you're driving, once your Bluetooth phone is paired, you're driving along, you're listening to the radio, and all of a sudden somebody calls you, well, it'll dim out the radio, the volume will go down, and it'll start ringing through the speakers. You can choose to answer it if you want to or not, but you can push that button and you can just start talking, and as simple as that. And so it's a huge safety feature as far as you keeping your eyes on the road and your hands on the wheel. Now you do have the, speaking of that, you have the voice recognition system here, which will allow you to make calls. You can call so-and-so, whoever's in your phone book. You can also go to a certain address in the navigation. You can also tune to a certain station. There's lots of different commands that you can say with the voice command system. I think it's a very, very good safety feature, and it's a convenience feature. It's a very good option to have in vehicles, and I'm glad that that Nissan made it standard in the Maxima. So here on the left side, this is your volume for your radio. So I want to hear it louder, I can do that number. And so this is your source, so like say AM, FM, satellite radio, stuff like that. And then you can change to your presets here, and but this will also be able to, you can also push OK. I'll show you this in a second because it kind of corresponds with these buttons as well. And these buttons correspond with this center screen between your gauges. Now you see it has nice clear gauges, easy to read, and you got some information there at the top. It's letting me know that the blind spot monitoring system is on, the temperature outside, your clock, and your cruise control is on, and your set. I got my distance set and all that stuff for my cruise control. Of course I don't have the speed set, but it is on and ready to go. And at the bottom, this vehicle has 5 miles on it. It's in park and it needs gas, 0 miles to empty. So which it always has a little bit of a reserve. But anyways, this nice easy to read screen is what these buttons control. So I'm going to just kind of scroll to the right so you can see a bunch of icons will pop out down there. So watch what happens. See all these icons pop up? So this is the home screen, and this gives you your miles per hour. You can you can set this different if you want, I believe. But it has your compass and your miles per hour. Pushing to the right will show you what your radio is doing, which is off right now. Navigation. This is like if there's a specific route that you're on, this will help guide you down that route so you don't have to constantly look at the other screen. Your drive computer, this is like your trip in a way, so because it has your miles per gallon, your miles per hour average, you're also how many miles you've driven, and your time. And you can push this OK. That's what I was talking about. This OK also corresponds with the screen, so you can push that to reset it. Scrolling to the right again, this will give you your fuel economy, and then it'll give you a real-time gauge there at the bottom, plus you give your average there at the top. This is your driving aids, and so basically it has a sonar system that that's around the vehicle and in the front, as well as blind spot monitor. I mean, it's a whole safety system to where if somebody's in your blind spot, it's going to alert you on the screen. Or also on this with this little light right here. So if you look over here to see if there's anybody in the rearview mirror and you turn your turn signal on, you'll notice that there is a light right there warning you that there's somebody in your blind spot because you can't see them. And you notice this is with the Platinum, you get the auto dim side mirror, and you see it's dimming because I have the shade over the sensor, so you can see it dim there. Also, the rearview mirror is dimming as well. It's an auto dim system. But anyways, this does have the safety features as far as the parking aids. It also has the blind spot detection, and also, if you're coming up on somebody too fast, it'll also alert you there as well. All right, scrolling to the right again, this will give you your tire pressures. Now, right now, since we're not driving anywhere, it's not going to give us that. And this is kind of like a sport mode type screen, which gives you the power, how much you're giving the gas, and also your transmission temperature, which is there on the right, and then your oil pressure there on the left, and your speedometer as well. And this is where warnings would be, like say time to change oil or something like that. And then you can go into settings and adjust stuff. And then you keep scrolling, it goes back to the home screen there. So lots of cool stuff there. You don't have to scroll through all that stuff all the time. It's just there when you need it. Really handy. And it's right there on your steering wheel, so it's not a big deal. Just using these buttons here and then the OK there. All right. And you do have an automatic setting here for your for your headlights. And so you can just put it on automatic and automatically do its thing, or you can turn your headlights on manually, or you can turn it off. And your fog lights are here. You can turn those on and off here. And of course you got your turn signal and all that stuff. On this side is for your windshield wipers. Nothing special there. It does have the delay and all that. And one of the cool things about the 2016 Nissan Maxima is it has electrically controlled hydraulic steering system. So it is hydraulic, but it's electrically controlled, so therefore they can adjust it accordingly. So just sitting here, you can get really good steering response. And so the faster you go, the less steering response you need, so the less power it puts into the power steering. So, you know, because typically with a drive system that's running directly off the belt, off your engine, a hydraulic system that uses engine power, at low speeds your engine's running lower, so it's getting less power for your power steering. And then at high speeds it's ramping up the power for your power steering, but actually at high speeds you don't really need a whole lot of power to your power steering, but it's still using that power off of your engine anyway. So the electrically controlled power steering is a really good feature. All right. And so right here, get the vents aiming the other way, we have a CD player here at the top, and then you can see it has a nice 8-inch screen, touch screen that's very easy to read, and then you've got your buttons around the outside. So you can, you can push the button right here, or you can push the menu button here on the screen. Now this home screen is, you can change these little icons to do anything you want. And so Nissan Connect is a pretty cool system to where you can, once you register for that system, you can use your cell phone to unlock the vehicle, start the vehicle, all that cool stuff. So you'll see these icons here on the bottom, and you got your audio. Turn that radio down. So this is your radio, and this, you have another source button here, so you can change to the AM, FM, satellite radio, so like so. Your phone, this is where once you pair your phone, it will have the ability to see your phone book and your call history and all that stuff. Information, this is where you can get information about Nissan Connect services. You also get fuel prices and Sirius satellite traffic and all that stuff. And it's pretty cool. You can sort it by price or distance and stuff like that. Pretty cool. This is really handy if you're out of town and you're trying to find the nearest gas station. Alright, let's get back out of that. And then of course you got your menu screen, which is your main home screen. And then this is to view your map and see where you're at, get your bearings. You can zoom in and out if you want to. And then your navigation, this is where you can put in a particular address. You can save addresses, and like say you can set your home address, stuff like that. And then the settings, this is where you can pair your Bluetooth phone. You can set navigation settings like avoid traffic, or stay on the highway, or there's different navigation settings you can put in there. Adjust your clock, adjust your display, your sound controls, all that good stuff. But really easy to navigate through this touchscreen, and it gets you the information that you want to have, and it's pretty cool. All right, so of course you can go back out of this particular screen once you get into it. I'm already in the home screen, and you've got your day and night controls here. You can adjust those, change to your CD tracks, view. You can always push that button to view the map wherever you're at, and then you can adjust your audio with that button. Just go right straight to your audio, and your source, you can go straight to your radio there. Of course you can turn the radio off there with that button, and that is your volume button. Camera button, this gives you the ability to see all the way around the car. This is an around view system that gives you the ability to see in front of you, behind you, and it looks like there's actually a camera like 50 feet above your car looking down. So I'm just going to open this door just so you can see that when I open up the door, the camera moves. So this is a real-time view of the car. So there's nothing around me right now to really see, not even any shadows. But you know, isn't that awesome? You just get a really good view. Plus, you have your view here. So right now, this is what's in front of the vehicle. Now, if I put it in reverse, it gives me what's behind the vehicle. So you can actually see in front or behind. Now, it's not going to stay on at high speeds. It's like 5 or 6 miles an hour. It'll stay on, because after that, you kind of need to be focused on the road, looking out in front of you. Because this is, you can see it's a wide angle view lens, to where it's a little distorted, but it does give you the ability to see, you know, really far. So you can notice you can see all the way from the car all the way up to the sky. You know, it's really cool. So Nissan did an excellent job on this around view monitor type system here for safety, as far as a parking aid, and just coolness factor too. And so you can push that again, and this will give you the ability to look at your right tire, the front right tire. So I'm going to turn the steering wheel so you can see it pop out there. So that's really handy if you're trying to parallel park or get close to a curb, because you got some really cool wheels on this and you don't want to hit the curb. So you can really focus in and get real tight on a parking spot, or just avoid hitting a car or something like that. Pretty awesome. And then you push the camera button again and everything goes away. Now when you put it in reverse, it just automatically pops up like that. So just so you don't have to push that camera button all the time. So if you hit something, then it's because you weren't paying attention. So your climate control buttons are down here, and you can adjust your fan speed. You can turn it on and off. It does have a dual zone, and you change your mode, which is where you want the air to blow. And then you can recirculate the air, or you can have fresh air. And if you want to have you can sync it to where both of them are the same. So I'm going to push dual off by pushing that, and then all I have to do is just change this and both of them go up and down. But if I want to change them independently, all I have to do is just turn this one, and all of a sudden it goes back into the dual mode, and the passenger can adjust theirs. So you don't have to really fight on the temperature too much. Alright, there's your start button. Like, to start the vehicle, it does have the remote start, but if you want to start the vehicle, you just get in the vehicle, put your foot on the brake, and push the start button. It starts right up. Right here is a place that's really awesome for putting your phone. It goes right in there. You can close it up, and that's a Samsung Note 4, and it fits right in there. So I'm sure that any phone pretty much that's manufactured now will fit in there, unless it's like a bigger than what I'm familiar with. But also, you have your USB ports and your auxiliary inputs. This is for playing music through your sound system and just charging your phone. So you can put your phone in there, plug it in, let it charge, close it up. It's connected through the Bluetooth system, and you don't even have to mess with it. You can drive, you can receive and send calls and all that good stuff while it's charging, and it's completely out of the way. A really, really awesome feature there. Alright, so your cup holders are here. So here's your shifter, and like I showed you, it does have the leather wrapping there, the shiny plastic, and then you've got the chrome around. So it has this leather look boot. It kind of looks like a manual transmission in a way. Kind of gives it a sportier look. So let's go ahead and, like I showed you, when you put it in reverse, you've got your backup camera. You also have your sonar sensors that pop up here, give you an idea of, you know, keeps you from hitting anything for sure. And then you can continue on. There's neutral, and then there's drive, and this is just normal drive mode. And so you just put it in there and you don't have to worry about it. It's just like any automatic transmission. But you can always push it if you really want to get sporty and you want to adjust the gear ratios. This has 7 different gear ratios. This Xtronic CVT system is an awesome, crazy awesome transmission. And the test drive video I did, I think I demonstrated that. It cycles through the gears like you wouldn't believe. And definitely just going a normal drive is better to me. I can change the gears like so, and it'll show you what gears you're in. It won't change gears because I'm not going anywhere, but you can, you know, kind of bump it like a ratchet shifter, and you can change gears really easy. It's awesome. But so that's only, you know, if you want to do that. And then of course you can put it in back and drive and then back and park. All right, so right here is another way of controlling this screen. So there's the whole thing about redundancy in vehicles is there's a safety aspect. So like say having a volume button on your steering wheel and a volume button here, it's more convenient for you to have it on your steering wheel and there. But also, you know, having another way of controlling this screen without actually reaching over here and doing stuff right here is another safety feature. So basically you can kind of scroll through and do different things here on this using this little thing here, this little round thing, and you can turn the wheel and you can go through your presets. You can always push this menu button, it goes back to the main menu, the home screen, and you know, you have your map, you can push your map button, and then you have a back button. So you can do a lot of controlling on the screen. It's not necessarily full control, but it's pretty darn close to having full control just with this little pad right here. And your arm is, you know, kind of resting here, your other hand's on the steering wheel, you're cruising along, and you can control the whole screen pretty much, is, you know, for the most part. So that's a really good feature. Redundancy in vehicles, having, you know, double, triple buttons for the same purpose, I think it's a good thing. So right here is your heated and cooled seats for your driver and passenger. Right now I have the cooled seat on. And here's normal and sport mode. So when you push sport mode, this pops up, and you can skip the sports display, or you can have it up like so, and you can scroll through and it goes away as well. So basically it's just letting you know that it's sport mode is on. And so sport mode is, I couldn't really tell a difference, but it supposedly makes the steering a little bit stiffer. It also makes the shift points slightly different. It holds gears a little bit higher. Also, when you're going around corners, it will, if you slow down a little bit, it still holds the RPMs on the transmission. So when you reach out the other side of the corner, when you're cornering it, you can accelerate right again, you know, because it's you're telling the vehicle when you put it in sport mode that you want the highest performance and you don't really care too much about fuel economy. So there's that. And I think what it is, when I did my test drive video, when I put it in sport mode, I wasn't really doing real aggressive driving, so I think that might be the case. So anyways, so this lifts up. This is like a really neat armrest. I like the way it's flush with this. It doesn't pop up separate. It's really smooth and classy looking. And then when this lifts up, you've got a storage pocket in there with a power supply. So let's take a look here. Let me turn the night vision on so you can see in there. And it's not too big, and it's felt lined. You can put some stuff in there, but it's not going to get too cluttered. All right. So up here you can see, like I showed you before, it does have the auto dim feature on the mirror, so it's dimming out pretty good, the light going through it. There's your, these three buttons here are for your garage door openers. So you can pair those with your garage door and use them to open them up. You can turn the auto dim feature on and off using these buttons here, and it takes a minute for it to readjust. But see, it's lightening up, and then I'm going to turn it back on, and then it'll takes a few seconds, it dims right back down. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so up here we have a place to put your shades, and it's like a pool table felt on the inside. There's a SOS button, and I didn't see that on the other one. So this is something that, you know, if you have like the Nissan Connect apps or whatever, you can push that button and you know, get some kind of help. I'm not really sure. I'm not gonna actually push it because I don't know if it's gonna call 911 or what it's gonna do. But I guess, you know, if you were to get an accident or something were to happen, you can push that and you can get some help. I think that's pretty cool. So up here you got some LED lights. You can turn them on individually here. You can turn on all the lights in the vehicle there. And if you want to keep the the lights from turning on. When you open up the door, you can turn that on, turn that. Right here is a little ambient light that shines through. So this one has the dual pane panoramic sunroof, and I just want to make sure that you know that these shades here are not independent. They both work at the same time, and it opens up like so, and that's the full extent of its opening. Hopefully you can see that right there. It closes up there, and then it closes up. Now you can let me open it back up. You can vent it too, like so it vents the air. Alright, so I'm gonna close that up. The sun's shining in, so hopefully it didn't interfere too much with that. Take a look back here. You can see your shade. I'm gonna go and put it down so you can see how it goes down. Go up. And that's on the dash on the left of the steering wheel. It's pretty quiet too. But man, look at those seats. That Ascot leather is crazy awesome. And you gotta feel it too. You just can't look at it. You gotta really actually touch this leather. It's super high quality, and also the quilting feel just sets it off. All right, there you have it. 2016 Nissan Maxima Platinum on Mike's Car Info. Thanks for watching, and if you could share, like, subscribe to my channel, show everybody this awesome car. And hey, if you need some, if you want one of these, email my friend Victor here at Grand Strand Nissan. He'll hook you up anywhere in the United States. He'll deliver it to you. So give him an email if you're even remotely interested in this car, and he will hook you up. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time.